Hi there, welcome back to my channel. My name is Confidence and this is Confidence Uncut. I make videos about fashion, beauty, lifestyle and life experiences. So if you are interested in any of the above, well, this is the right place to be. Subscribe, turn on your notifications so you'll be in the know anytime I upload new content. And to my existing family, hey, hi, hey, you know how it is. It's unfiltered, uncensored, and unapologetic. You know, it's a lot of fun. Well, today, I want to have a conversation about my business, how my passion became my business. So I would walk you through and I hope you take some notes and use that for yourself. So professionally, I'm a trained beauty therapist, so I wanted to be. That was what I dreamt of becoming, a beauty therapist. Went to school for it. I did makeup. I was an assistant to Ken Menzi. We worked on MTV. I worked with Mystique. The list go on and on. Well, I've worked with Spike Lee. Yeah, the list keep going on and on and on. But I didn't turn that into my business because I don't know if that wasn't a passion enough. But when I came to London, I was a newcomer to London because I came to London to go to school. I met a couple of girls and we party our head off. We went to all the name it, we were there. China, White, Funky, Buddha, all, you just name it, we were there. So I think that was my passion. My passion then, when I was a young woman, was partying. And I partied, okay, listen, been there, done it, got a t-shirt, okay, when it comes to nightlife. And every time I went back home to Ghana, I never found a place suitable for me to go and have fun. And moreover, every time we go out, all the party ended in my house. So in 2003, I got pregnant with my son, my older son, Troy. And the party took a backseat. I prepared for the baby, you know the things you do. And then the moment the baby arrived, I was like, what am I going to do with myself? Here I am. Now I don't have to cater for anybody in me. Do I go back to my old life of partying or what happens here? And then now I have a baby at home, so it wasn't appropriate to bring people to my house as I used to. So I said to myself, okay, look around. First, I started with selling shoes. I had shoe shops, but I wasn't passionate about that much. So I was like, okay, what are you? I sat myself down and I questioned myself, what are you passionate about? And I realized that, yeah, I'm passionate about nightlife. So why don't I turn it into business? So basically it started off, I'm like, okay, I am going to have a place that me and my friends can go to and then we can drink the profits. I had this friend called Alima, and we knew exactly how we were going to have the club. We knew exactly what we were going to wear, on the club opening day. But hey, okay, now let me just tell you how it's all then. So me and Alima thought about it, but I think Alima was caught up doing other things. But then I moved forward with a dream. So I found myself a rundown house that was in Airport Residential area in Ghana, and made it into my dream club. So how did I start it off? That would be the question. Found the house, and I didn't have enough money to pay for the rent because they were demanding, I think, 3 years in advance. So I used my negotiation powers, and I said to them, listen, I promise you, if you let me pay just 1 year, I promise you that I will pay you the next 3 years in 6 months. Just let me have a year. I'll pay you in the next 6 months. So they were really kind enough, and it was a husband and a wife. And then they gave me the house, and I did pay for 1 year, and then started business. And I know a lot of people go like, oh, that girl, Mama Gan, that confidence, yeah, she's rich, she's that. Please don't let that fool you. No. That's not how it went. When I started the club, everything I started with was on credit. So my drinks were on credit. And I know I was saying this to someone earlier on today, that all you need is one person believing in you. That's all you need. So there was this man. He was an older man. So the day of opening, we were looking for places to get drinks on credit. Saha, that's a friend of that's the sister of a very good friend of mine, Sally. Saha also gave me some credits to start with the drinks. And then there was this gentleman, Jean-Paul's father. And he owned Imesco. And he came up to me and said, oh, you can get credit from me and you would do well. And I said, how did he see that I could do well? He said, I could see the passion in your eyes. I could see how, when I started my business, how I felt about it. So you can have credit from me and I know you will do well. It's a pity that he's not alive to see how far I took the club. So basically started the club with $30,000, paid the rent, which was, I think, about 22 or something like that. And started the club, everything was on credit. But I made sure that I paid for it and made sure that everything that came through was paid. So don't let anybody discourage you in your dreams. You can always achieve it if you put your mind to it. I know there were people like, oh, nobody has done anything like this before. It's too luxurious. Or why are you putting aquariums in clubs? Why are you doing that? Why do you have different types of drinks? Why do you think people are going to come and buy champagne? No, I didn't let anyone discourage me, and it worked. It worked like magic. So that's the backstory of me owning the club called Aphrodisiac. Let me tell you, that club was notorious. It was notorious. You think about it, everybody have said it about that club. And it amazes me that even now I still hear stories. Now that I've closed it, I still hear stories. I'm like, really? No, it never happened. It never happened. Like there were rumors that I had a bed and people were doing naughty things on there and all that. All that were lies. Ooh. Really? The only thing I didn't allow is that you don't take pictures in Aphrodisiac, because what happens in Aphrodisiac should stay in Aphrodisiac. So there was no pictures taken. The pictures taken that are out there are taken by us because we know how we want the image of the club to be out there. So that club was notorious. That's the fun part. Yeah, but then there is a serious part to this. When I started the club, I treated it as a hobby. So I have to say this, that you should always, or best, pick a business that you're passionate about, something that you love doing. Because I never, with the club, I never felt like I was going to work every day. It felt like I was doing something that I loved. When you're doing business, you have difficulties. You have things that happen that are out of your control. So you would deal with it you will deal with it in a certain way. But if I treated it like work every day, I don't think I would have overcome those difficulties. So let's take, for example, because it's a business that money exchange hands at all times, there were things like stealing. So a lot of stealing went on, and you can't really control it, but you can minimize it. You can't really completely, take it out of the way, but you have to minimize it in the sense that with the barman, what I did was I would go out and sign all my bottles. So because what I realized that they were doing, that they were bringing in drinks and selling it. So I would see that there is maybe, let's say 20 bottles of champagne on a bottle, on a table. And then by the close of the night, they would only be accounting for 10. So I got smart on that, and I signed all my bottles. So, oh gosh, think about it, it was so tedious. Can you imagine the amount of signature needs to go on a bottle? So I signed all my bottle, and for example, I was so on it. I knew how many thoughts there are in a bottle. So I know how many thoughts there is in a liter of alcohol, and I know how many thoughts there is in 45 ml. So if you love something that much, you're passionate about it, you would know every cent of it. I never had like a decorator. I decorated the club myself with things, how I felt and what was in vogue and how I wanted my clientele to feel. And importantly, how I felt when I walk into the club. I wanted to walk into a space that I myself want to be in. So in doing that, I got people to love what I love, if that makes any sense at all. Okay, so for example, we had bouncers, and imagine you have men, like lots of testosterone, men. These are huge men, and you have to control with them. I have this fire and air, or hard and soft personality. Do I say personality or behavior? Okay, let me put it to behavior. It's not personality, behavior, that I am very hard, but I'm very soft. So I would correct them, I would fire whoever I want to fire, and then the next time I'm sitting with them drinking. Because you have to have that kind of like, you punish and then you pacify. I don't know if that makes sense. You punish and you pacify. You punish and you pacify. Because if you go on because it's you can't do this business by yourself. You can't do it alone. So you need people to help you achieve your goal. So in as much as you want to have a go at them and correct them, once you do that, you need to also pacify them. And that is why you would see me and my workers in another club on a day that we're not working. So that balanced out a lot of things. So and then I have this trick because I have to, in as much as it's a lot of fun, you have to be serious about it because I had a lot of people come to the club and say, "Oh, let me buy you a drink." Oh, they were buying me drinks all the time. You don't necessarily. I didn't drink most of those drinks. I would take a glass to the bathroom and then throw the drink away and come back, because at the end of the night, I need to go and do account with my accountant. And even me doing that, they were still stealing. So you have to be on it. In as much as it's a passion, it still works. So you have to be on it. Yeah. So as a business person, you need to be tough. You need to be on your game. And, I think it was also quite easy for me to make certain decisions because I was sole owner of the business. It's different, it's different when you have partners. When you have partners, you need to consult each other to do that. But it was much easier for me because I was the sole owner of the club. So I made decision as I please. I don't know if that served me well or not. But to think of it, did I wish if I had a partner? No, I think if I had a partner in the club, they would have stopped me. They would have looked at the profits, making profits, than making the club comfortable and making the club what it was. And I actually just run the club also, as I said it earlier on. I think I'm just repeating myself again, that I made it in a way that I myself, if that was another establishment, I will go there. And what happened was people loved it, and it was word of mouth. I remember on the 24th of December 2004, I will never forget that day. That was the day that I opened the club. I remember everything set up. You know, we had these beautiful glass counters, counters there. We had drinks on it, and I was putting. There was one last drink I put on, and the whole bar came down, tumbling on my legs. Oh my goodness! I got so scared. And then there was a friend of mine called Tunku. He took me on the side and said, "Why are you crying? Why are you scared? Do you realize that you're about to change the nightlife in Ghana?" And that hit me. I was like, "Really?" He's like, "What you've done is different than what is on the market." And he drove me home, got me changed, and I came back to the club. And when I was leaving, there was nobody. You can still smell the glue from our carpets. So by the time I came back from my house back to the club, there was a queue. Wow, thank you guys. There was a queue. The queue went all the way from the compound out to the road. And these were people waiting. And this is me doing no advertisement. There was no advertisement to it. So I think people came in to see what I had to offer. And the moment they realized that, oh, she really has something to offer, then it was word of mouth. The next day, we couldn't control the people. You know, and I believe that just with any business, do it to your best. Yes, you need to look at the money that is being put in and how it's going to be profitable, but at least just do it well. I'm not saying go and spend an arm and a leg on it, but you have to at least don't do it cheaply. Because if you do it cheaply, people would, buy it cheaply. Because other institutions or other establishments, didn't understand why someone would come to my club and buy a bottle of champagne. You know why? Because when they come in and they buy the bottle of champagne, I'm making sure that they're drinking it in the right glass. The champagne is chilled at the right temperature, and so it's worth their money. So it's worth them paying a certain amount for the service. For example, all our waitresses were trained. You were trained on how to pour the champagne, how to open the champagne that it doesn't pop, how to serve it, where should the drink, get to for you to stop, because they know, because they've been trained, that in every bottle of champagne there is 6 glasses. Do you get what I mean? So there is very little knowledge that you need to know to run a business that's successful. Well, so with all this said and done, if I should do it again, will I do it the same way? Yes, hell yes, I'll do the same way. My mistakes that I made were more managerial than the club itself. The club itself was on point, but I think I didn't have enough experience of managing people. So maybe I would manage it differently, and I'll put different people in different positions. I get asked this question a lot. Anybody who's heard of aphrodisiac or been to aphrodisiac would always go like, would there ever be another aphrodisiac? Okay, you can never say never. Don't ever say never, never, never. But right now, with where I am in my life, the timing and all that, I don't think I want to be standing on tables dancing anymore. Because when you come to our club, I was the entertainment. I entertained everyone. So I don't think I would go again doing the club, because I had been through a lot. I had one in Accra, I had one in Kumasi. At some point, I had a place also called Climax Bay on the beach. So there was a lot that I had to do. So, because I remember at that time, Labadi Beach, it wasn't secured for you to go. So I made it secure that you can go there. We had the rooftop and all that. It was so much fun. So that was Climax Bay. So we had Aphrodisiac Accra, Aphrodisiac Kumasi, and the Climax Bay. So with all this, would I bring all these back? No, I don't think so. I'm too old for this. I'm too old, and I don't think my young, no, I don't know if I should say my young fans, but I don't think you guys will appreciate me dancing on tables. I don't think so. You would want me to be the chic auntie that can give you advice because she's been through a lot in life. So forget about that. But you can still call me out and we can still go and party though. So I would like to encourage all the people out there, young, old, name it. It's not too late to follow your dreams. It's so not too late. And you know what's so funny? Don't dream a little. If you dream small, that's all you're gonna achieve. But you should dream big. No, dream huge, huge. Like, don't even imagine it. Just go like you going all out. You should always, your dreams should be even, you know, there is this saying which I find it's so true. If your dream don't scare you, then it's not a big dream. Then it's not a dream. You're not dreaming big enough. So let your dreams scare you. And believe me, you can achieve it. I'm a fine living example of it. I never thought that I was going to own. When I started off the club, I said to myself, I am going to own it for 12 years and I'm going to walk away. And that's exactly what I did. I had the best club. I won several awards as the club of the year. I went all out. So if you dream big, dream huge, there's no limit. There's no limit to what you can achieve. And believe in yourself, believe in your dreams. Don't let anyone derail you. And sometimes we want to do certain things. Just like myself, I trained to be a beauty therapist. But if you ask me, have I ever used beauty therapy as a profession in one day of my life? No. Well, maybe I might have used it for myself, doing my makeup or hair or something like that. No, I never did. So sometimes it's not what you train or what you train to be. Sometimes your dreams can be different from what you've trained to be. And you can also follow that dream. And that's what I did. So you can always follow a dream and still achieve it. Stay true to what you're doing. Stay true to yourself. Yeah. And you will achieve it. I know, I'm rambling, right? I'm just talking here. Let me leave it down. Let me leave it here. Please don't forget to follow us on all our social media platform, Confidence Uncut, Confidence with a K, on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat. And you can also follow me on my personal page, Confidence Haugen, and this time is Confidence with a C. I post a lot on there, yeah? I post a lot of pictures, a lot of quotes. Don't you have fun following me? Well, till next time, take care of yourself, be safe, stay blessed, and stay beautiful. Bye-bye.